West Ham on Saturday, which is even great, isn't it? Because they've managed to get a draw against Chelsea and Newcastle, which isn't filling me with a lot of hope.
Yeah, I know, especially at a time when you heard, West Ham fans go from, we are massive to Moyes out, in a very, very short space of time. Again, it's not a game that I would be worried about.
Mm-hmm.
In hindsight, I wouldn't be worried about, the strike force of Antonio, Danny Ings. I didn't know he's fit, but misfiring Skamaka as well. But I struggle to think where we're going to get that creativity and that spark from. And, you look at lots of areas on the pitch, right? And you look at, okay, right wing back, we've got Pedro Porro now. Fingers crossed that works out. But then you look at the left-hand side and you think, well, Perisic is all right. Sessegnon is pretty pants. So then and you look at the back line and you're thinking, well, Romero is good, but Dyer's trash. So it's like, where does all this spark come from? Because for some reason, Sonny, we used to see quite a lot, right? Harry Kane would pick up the ball, play it to Son. He would make a run, maybe he would cross to Kane. It all seemed to be through them two. But with Sonny's form kind of being up and down, it's meant that Harry Kane hasn't had as much service and he hasn't been able to provide as much service to Heung-min Son. And I did think against Preston, I'm going on a tangent now, but I did think against Preston. Right. I know it's only Preston, but Sonny seemed to look like he was getting back to his form again. He dropped deep, he picked the ball up, he had good control, he was able to shift the ball. He did all those things that you don't really see a lot of Sonny this season. But again, you just don't know because, let's look at last season against West Ham when we struggled against them. And, seasons before that. And I don't know. It's going to be a tough couple of weeks, but we're going to have to push through it and hope that there's some kind of light at some point because there's no transfer window to bring anyone in. I highly doubt we'll cancel anyone's loan spell. So it's going to be tricky time.
It's going to be proper rough, isn't it? I mean, honestly, to play Milan away from home and then have a couple of days to get over it and play West Ham. But yes, they're not firing all cylinders, but they're grinding out results, which they weren't doing, obviously, at the start of the season. So it's not going to be an easy one. But yeah, no, I'm never not looking forward to a game. I always say, oh, Spurs are playing again. I'll just stick them on. I'll watch them. But for this time, I'm actually a bit like, I don't know if I want to. So yeah, it's going to be difficult.